Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are the motherfucking
Bar
Bar Talk
Talk.
podcast, and I mean today we just kind of yapping, bro. We've been absent. Well, I guess not completely absent because we've been doing some YouTube videos. I guess you could say some gym vlogs.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check out the leg day video we did. It's in link down below in the description. We see who could rep out their body weight most, and if you want to see who won, check it out. Link it down in the description. So, guys, we got a very important thing going on right now in the United States of America that everyone's tuning into. Did you guys see that Joe Rogan Donald Trump podcast? Did y'all watch all of it or?
I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen.
So you saw parts of it.
I watched the whole 3 hours already.
Did you guys go into the comments and we're reading the comments?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
There's a lot of people that were like, yo, there's a lot of people apologizing. They're like, I'm so sorry. Like, I completely thought I thought he was a completely different person because of how the news media is portraying him.
Yeah, and then also they were trying to shadow ban his video, but it still got hella views. I think last time I saw it was at 16 million. So,
It's in the double-digit millions.
really? Yeah, dude, that's hella. Supposedly that's Joe Rogan's most viewed video now, but who knows? Joe Rogan gets all the fucking views.
So there was people apologizing to him in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Because
lot of
they're
that.
like, I didn't know that he was this kind of person.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of the people who's first time seeing Trump on a podcast was Joe Rogan, because they were saying that they don't trust the other people who do podcasts, and I don't know if you noticed, but Joe Rogan kept oh, but let's stay on track, let's do this, let's do that. He was really
Keep it moving.
yeah, even though he was the president, he was still making it seem like they were both human beings. So I'm telling you, the only person I've ever seen, I've seen Joe Rogan fanboy a little bit with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That's a little bit because he ordered the anchovy pizza, but who eats that shit? But either way, yeah. But Joe Rogan's very fair, man, and he's very dude. As soon as they started talking about the aliens, Joe Rogan got excited.
He got excited.
He was like alien. So and then Donald Trump said that if he becomes president, he's gonna release the JFK files.
Yeah, and
so
then he said he's ready to do another one with Joe Rogan if he allows it.
Yeah, I was like,
If
damn.
he's down for it. 7 days ago, it was uploaded. Well, by now it'll be 9-10 days. But as of this recording, it has 43 million views.
Jesus Christ!
And the one with JD Vance from the 4 days ago is 12 million views.
That's really good. It's hella.
And that's what I was noticing. With Trump, people who dislike him or hate him, they've never actually heard him talk. They just see the news and they're like, "Oh, he's a bad guy." Blah blah.
They see
blah. And then
snippets.
they're like, "I fucking hate him." Blah blah blah. But they don't actually know him. And
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. But I feel like no one really knows who everyone is because I feel like they'll tell you this, they'll tell you that just to get into the presidency.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's cap in their rap for both sides of the parties, But it's just what were you saying upstairs? What do you want? You want a third world war or another pandemic?
Yeah.
I don't know which one's worse.
At this point, I mean, it's just deciding what DLC we're going to get next,
That is true. And something that was very fascinating to me that Joe Rogan brought up in the very beginning of the podcast was that I was how did you what did you expect, and then what was reality when you move into the White House? He was kind of bullshitting with talking about Abraham Lincoln, but then Joe Rogan brought him back on track. And if you really think about it, he was the first guy who wasn't really in Congress. He was just a businessman. So he said he appoint over what 1,000 people, 1,000 jobs, they said something like that. And then he has to do I guess 100 important ones, and then those will appoint the rest. So he also made a very valid point that they really don't give opportunities to upcoming people as people that have already been trusted, and sometimes people that are sometimes crazy. He said he the security of the defense or something. He was kind of crazy, but they knew that when he was around that they were really serious about it. If they're gonna blow something up, they're gonna blow it up.
Yep.
So that's so crazy. And but then I was telling you, man, I feel for me, I work a corporate job, right? And when I used to have a female manager, man, she would, it's not that she would care more about us, but she would put more of her feelings towards making sure we were good, right? I'm not saying a guy wouldn't do it, but a female has more sympathy for you, right? Like I remember sometimes I would feel tired or I would feel sick. She'd be like, hey, like just finish this up and then go home and then just clock in for your 10 hours. Oh, my male manager won't do that. He's like, oh, you're feeling sick, you can go home. Like just put it in your timesheet. Like when I had time I left. But so like she's more like lenient in that sense. But something that I did notice is that the males don't take it personal, right? The male managers don't take it personal. But the females, if you cross them, bro, they'll hate you the whole time. They'll make your life miserable there. It's either gonna go one of two ways, great or horrible. So like that's the bad thing. It's just picking your poison, man. So like, but like from my experience in like the corporate America, like a female has more sympathy for you unless you cross her. Then once you cross her, man, it's over. Like it's find another job. But that's just my experience with that. But then again, like do you think running the presidency is like a... By the time this video comes out, we'll know who the new president of the United States is, right? Because we'll probably get this out Friday. So just based on like just your feeling, who do you guys think is winning the presidency? Just based on,
I don't know, bro.
I guess, man. At the end of the day, it's just a guess. It's too hard to
tell because there's already election interference, like videos all over Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, of people trying to vote on the machine, and like it'll either have Trump misspelled, so it won't count towards him, or it'll have there's a guy that tried to click on Trump and it went straight to Kamala, and he had to keep tapping it until it let him put it. And then there's another one where the guy recorded it, he clicked for Trump, it went through, but when it printed it out, it said Kamala.
I've seen those videos.
What is that? And fraud?
So, technically, in all technicality, yes. And then there's another one. Well, there's a bunch of videos in like Pennsylvania. I think somewhere in Pennsylvania, somewhere in California, and others were in like somewhere else upstate of actual like ballot boxes where they deposit the ballots on the street, caught on fire, being vandalized. And so, I mean, at this point, it's just like, I mean, are we in the United States of America or are we in a third world country?
Damn, but like, didn't they say that all the voting is going to be like public records, so like people will know who?
Yeah. But I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
It's crazy, man. For a while, I didn't even know Kamala Harris was Joe Biden's vice president. I was like, what the fuck? Where the hell did this lady come from? And then it turns out she was the vice president and stuff.
That's why people are upset. They're like, I mean, you're claiming all these things, but like, why didn't you propose or like push for them?
My thing is when people try to defend that, they're like, oh, she's just the vice president, she can't do anything. When in reality, the vice president had a lot to say.
Yeah, because under the that is very true. Who's the? Do you guys are familiar with the governor of Florida, like the
Robert DeSantis?
Yeah, man, he was saying some crazy shit.
Yeah,
he's called her out on like
a lot of stuff. He was on that's what I saw. He was
like when the hurricane passed through Orlando and Tampa and all that shit. He was like, Kamala Harris has never answered the phone. I've called her. He's like, I've never had problems with Biden or Trump. Like they always try to help. But when I try to contact Kamala, like she never answers the phone. And for her to say that she's been helping out Florida, she's lying.
Damn. That's what I saw. I was like, damn, that's crazy. The governor said that?
Yeah.
And then I think he did a bold ass statement where he was like, oh, if it comes to the time where my kids can pick if they want to be man or woman. I'm trying to put it in nice words, right? Yeah. Then we like, hell no, we're not doing that here in Florida. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but back to who do we think is gonna win? I mean, honestly, I could care less at this point who wins. It's the country's basically already headed to the worst possible situations. On the other side of the world, we got wars going on that we're being dragged into because apparently we want to be supportive of Ukraine and Israel, with like all these killings and stuff.
Yeah.
And then on the other side is on here, we got hurricanes, natural disasters, people in North Carolina still struggling, and I mean, kind of no help for the people here.
Yeah, because I didn't know that the U.S. sends them money, but it's like a loan. Like they have to pay it back.
Not all of it.
Really?
A lot of it has been just like straight here.
Yeah, I was reading that like some of them are loans where they have to pay it back and stuff. So I guess it's like I do you a favor and then you do me a favor back when I need it.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Shit. But yeah, dude, it's so crazy because like they're trying to fix everyone's problems, but
Not
you know
ours.
they don't want to fix their problems inside their house, man, which is fucking ridiculous to me, man. It's so crazy. So who you got, man? We gotta make a decision right now. When this video comes out, we already know who won, but just to see if we predicted it right.
I don't know. I guess I'll say Trump.
I honestly think Trump too because I've seen polls online and Kamala has like 30%, bro. I've seen polls. I'm like, damn.
So do you think if it's fair, Trump will win?
If it's fair without any issues, I think Trump wins in a landslide. But if there's interference and all this other crap, Kamala's probably gonna win it.
Okay. Before I tell you what I think, did you guys see that when that comedian did the
joke on
the rally with the
the Trump
Latinos
rally?
and stuff about like
Yeah.
they're not pulling out and stuff. Do you think that was appropriate for a rally? Even though he's a comedian, do you feel like you know, some people would say there's a time and place for everything, right? There's a time to joke around and there's a time to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
But he said something about like there's people can't take a joke anymore, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian, this is what I do. So what do you guys think about that?
So they did take a lot of videos from him out of context,
Yep.
and that's what they usually do. But like you said, there's a time and place for everything, and yeah, he's a comedian, but I feel like at a rally he shouldn't have said a lot of the stuff he said. Like he called Puerto Rico a trash island.
That's fucked
And
up.
bro, everybody I know that's Puerto Rican fucking got offended. And it's like,
who
I'm like, who
wouldn't?
wouldn't?
Yeah, who
Like, if
wouldn't?
he
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Mexico that, like, dude, we would have fucking,
Yeah.
like, you know. But, yeah, like, I mean, I kind of see where, like, how people would think, like, that he got humor and shit. But, like you said, it's a time and place for everything and not something to say, I would think, at a fucking rally.
Yeah.
Or even, like, say that jokingly.
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with you. I was just like, what am I listening to? This is ridiculous. But yeah, man, I feel like that kind of hurt Trump's image a little bit. So like the next day he had to like really emphasize that he loves his Latinos. I was like, okay, bro, we get it, I guess. But it's just so many.
But I feel like you can't also blame Trump because like he can invite him, but he doesn't know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Nah, but look, okay, Trump has to hold responsibility, bro.
No,
because
I know,
like
but
it's like you know, I invite you somewhere and you represent who, like you're an image of me. Like if I vouch
if
for
I do
you
something stupid
and you do something stupid, I'm like, you vouch for him. Like what? That's your problem.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
true.
blame won't be on your friend; it'll be on you. And like I feel like someone had to like maybe read what the hell he was gonna say beforehand. And especially for a presidential run, like that's super important. That like supposedly they're saying that it might come down to like the thousands. Like we're gonna be they say really close, but who knows? It might be really close or it might be fucking crazy. But I feel like they should have had more responsibility over that.
Yeah.
But also
Especially since he's a comedian, bro. Like
Yeah.
they'd be out of pocket.
But also at the same point, like since he's at that high of a level of like of advanced comedian, he doesn't. Most comedians that are that high up there don't really write stuff down. A lot of them do. Some of them don't because they just have it all in their head or they're just straight slings.
I mean, but something like that, he had to have thought about.
Yeah, of course. And then I think I don't remember if it was before that one or after. There was also the clip. People were clipping the George Lopez at Kamala rally.
Oh yeah,
saying the same thing, but wetbacks.
Yeah, the opposite way. I'm like, bro, that's not.
And it's like, bro, like, are we trying to divide people more than we already are with red, blue, and shit like that, or like, are we trying to unify the people?
That's what they're doing, man. And then like, I feel like when Kamala Harris brought out Los Tigres del Norte, that was like, bro, that was like, to me in a way, it was kind of cringe, man, because I felt like they're just trying so hard to really divide, like like the Hispanics are already divided. They're divided. Like the Mexicans, Salvadorians. Like people are divided. Like even though people don't admit to it, people are very divided. And even in Mexico, man, if you're from here, you're from there. Like sometimes they won't even fuck with you.
Yeah.
And like that just, I don't know. It just shows how like lack of like, I don't know if it's lack of like maybe people don't believe in themselves and they're easily like influenced. I just really don't know. But that's like that just shows me that the government knows the weakness and they're like trying to like really divide the Hispanics even more. So I don't see that as a good thing. I see that as like you would do that, so what else wouldn't you do? So,
and it's like for me, I saw y'all guys know Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
I really liked his video when I think it was when Taylor Swift had just endorsed Kamala. They were like, oh, who are you endorsing? Blah blah blah. He's like, me having the stature I have. He's like, I don't think any celebrity should endorse anybody. They should just remind people that they have, like, we all have the power to vote and change, and we all should respect who we want to vote for. And he doesn't think endorsing is the right thing because if someone doesn't agree with something, like, they can't just pick the person just because someone famous like endorsed them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if like someone you look up to tells you something, you're gonna take it into consideration.
Yeah.
You're really gonna think about it. And if you're easily influenced, like Ace said, then you're gonna go vote for that person, right?
And he also said, he was like, I'm gonna vote for who benefits me. And he's like, you should do the same.
100%.
And he's like, whichever president it is, whoever has the best policies and benefits for you, he's like, that's how you should endorse or like vote for. And he's like, you shouldn't care about what I have to say because I'm gonna pick whoever is better for me, like personally.
Yeah, 100%.
And I agree with that.
Do you think this podcast could be up by Monday? Like if we make it short,
I can have this up by Monday,
bro. That's like the climax of this fucking podcast. Like at the end of the day, guys, like Brian said it like better than I could ever say it. At the end of the day, vote for whoever benefits you, man. Like if you voting for someone makes other people's view change about you, then those people don't need to be in your life. Like you need to make the decision that benefits you and like your closest ones that are your family. And then even at that, sometimes you just have to benefit yourself. So that I couldn't have said it any better, man. Vote for whoever will benefit you the most in the long run. And if you don't, and if for some reason you make a mistake, then you made a mistake. But at least, at the end of the day, I feel like he said, she said. So it's like, what really is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So like, and I also found crazy that Obama was over there talking again and like the rallies and stuff. So
yeah, I don't think it was very appropriate of him to talk down on black men the way he did, where he was like,
if you're not voting for Kamala,
yeah, like what are you doing
as a black man?
Yeah, like I feel like the way he attacked them was kind of unnecessary.
A lot of people got hurt off that.
Yeah, a lot of people got pissed because I mean, it's like some guy said it on Twitter too. He was like, "You don't own us. Like we can vote for whoever we want. Like we don't have to vote for you or for your party member."
100%.
And like that's the kind of things, because right now I feel like a lot of people are just voting off of feelings instead of actual factual statements and or what benefits them. They're just like, oh, like I don't like this person, so I'm gonna vote for this person, or this person seems more like a vibe is what they call it nowadays, and this person is like, I don't know, I don't really trust him. He gives me the ick or some shit like that. Like that's all I've been seeing all over Twitter and like Reddit. People are always talking like, oh, especially for me, I joined a Reddit group of DACA, and they're always like, oh, like Trump this, Trump that, like negative stuff. And then when they post Kamala, it's like all positive. They're like, oh yeah, she just spoke about how they're gonna give a reform for us and this and that. I'm like, I'm looking for it because I want facts, but I can't find it.
Yeah, but it's like Brian said, bro. At the end of the day, they're leaning towards Kamala because they will benefit more from whatever she has to offer, right? And you would too, right? If she's really offering that, I feel like if Trump wasn't, I feel like he's very right. Like he's like extreme right? But I feel like if he was less of that, man, he would have it would be undeniable of what that person is, right? So like he needs to really like, even just as a human being, right? Even after the 4 years are done, and like he needs to work on like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to think about what you're gonna say, because what you say has it has a big impact, right? And like, yeah, I feel like if he wasn't so right, man, he would win easily, man.
But I feel like if anything, it's not more so that they're more right. It's just the fact that they're fed up with all the stuff that has happened these past 4 years, like with the border, with the incidents with the border, all the money that's being given to the other countries as opposed to the people that were just in hurricanes and floods and stuff. I feel like that's what's leaning them more that way than to the other side.
Yeah, but I was talking more towards like
policies.
Like I wouldn't say like racism, but I would say like if you think of like extreme right, you think of like, you know, old country, like, you know, stuck up, you know, like you get in my property, I shoot you, like really like, yeah. So like amongst the Hispanics at least, that's the image that they portray. Like they're racist people, right? Yeah. But I feel like if he really took his time and really explained that to like the people, then people would relate more to him. That it's just not that. It's just not me doing this or me doing that, or, you know, like he even said it. A proven fact is that under the Obama administration, they deported more immigrants than any other president, right? Yeah. So he said it too. So it's just like, if he can really, I guess, relate to people in a human level, because I feel like the people running, like, they think they're gods or something. Mm-hmm. Like, if you can just relate to someone in a human level, you'll do so much better off.
Kind of like he did on Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
But what I want to see is somebody from the Hispanic community that's not bought none of this bullshit where
does the same thing.
Questions from like the Harris administration, because she was supposed to be on Joe Rogan, but then he came out
she wouldn't do it.
He wasn't going to do. They only wanted 1 hour. And then they had questions that he was going to ask her.
Oh, no, Joe Rogan's not doing that,
he's not accepting that. So he went back and he was like, look, I'm inviting you, but I want to do more than 1 hour. And I want to ask you questions about this, and that. And that's perfect. Like, I want to see that.
100%.
Because I don't want to see something scripted and then just be like, oh, well, like, you know, maybe she's right or maybe she's wrong. Show me something kind of like Trump. No script, just straight through it.
Yeah, man. And like Trump really was thinking, man, because he was trying to like take him to like weird places, and then so something like that would be nice, you know, having a Hispanic people trust. But like now, like it's like Univision, bro. They're so scripted. You could tell they're so Democrat. Like you could tell, like, you know, in the mornings I would watch Spirit of America, but then I just stopped watching it because it's just like, dude, like I get it, you're voting blue, like but like really, like I just want the news, like I want the facts, you know. So it's just like they're all so bought and stuff. And then I feel like, you know who just left? Jorge Ramos. Yeah. So like I feel like if he can't be biased, he would be great for that part. You know, he would be great for that role, and like really he'll be like the Hispanic Tucker Carlson, you know, like really give his opinion, because he said that he couldn't really give his honest opinion because of the network he worked for. So hey, man, if he could come out something like him and do something really actually for the Hispanics, man, because he has a lot of credibility. Yeah. But like, he really has to prove himself not being biased. I feel like that's what really fucks with people, man. The bias stuff, because people will believe you eventually, man. So, you know,
or even just a TikToker or a podcaster, somebody with a bigger platform that will invite him on and just speak straight facts. Like, list down your stuff, list down the issues that you have, and just ask him. Like, have the fucking guts, the balls to ask him. Don't be scared because he's the president of the United States. He might be the president, he might not be. She might be the president, she might not be. Ask him the questions that you want to hear straight from their mouth.
100%. And don't bullshit. Don't give a straight answer.
Because, I mean, if we could do it, if I could hit up Trump right now and be like, yo, I want to sit down. I want to speak about DACA. I want to speak about all this stuff that I'm hearing. I don't know about the facts, but that you're saying that you're trying to deport so-and-so people, like this amount of people. I want to know. I want to hear it directly from you, not clip-its, not snippets.
Exactly.
I want to hear from you and tell me exactly what you're planning to do. Because some of those numbers seem impossible unless you start including other people.
Exactly. Okay, so then to close out the podcast, right? if you could pick one question to ask Trump or both, the same question, ask both. What question would you ask them? They're right in front of you. Be like, you got one question to ask both, and they have to answer as truthful, like to God by oath, man. They have to answer it honestly. What question would you ask?
We'll let Brian go first because he's been a little quiet. We
I
haven't let him talk.
gotta think about that one.
Oh,
Shit, me honestly, since I'm economically like influenced, I care about the economic. I care about how people are doing financially. So how would you get us out of this recession? Like, I need you to give me it. Like, tell me like I'm a fucking idiot. Like, tell me exactly what the fuck you're gonna do, and then how long this is gonna take, and pros and cons. And I want you to tell me exactly, like step by step. You know, do this, do that, and then after that, okay, what if that fails? What would you do then? Or what if that doesn't work? How would you go around that? I would ask them both the same question. And then based on that, if I could ask them, I would know who to vote for. Based on that, just that alone, man. Because, you know, if we have a really good economy, man, like everything would open, man. Like I feel like everything would be so much better. Like, you know, people would be able to like say like your family does get deported, unfortunately, right? You would be at least able to help them being in a different country, or like maybe even be able to get them a visa because you'll have a financial, you know, support to do so. You know, like there's always people say that money doesn't solve problems, but I feel like money makes your problems easier, you know? So I would ask them that question, and I would really want to like see I feel like when you talk to someone one-on-one, you can tell if they're being honest or if they're lying, because you know, the eyes don't lie, you know, whatever happens. So that's what I would ask them. What would you guys ask them? What would you ask them, guys?
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between two. One would be I'd probably lean more towards the economic as well, like the housing, like how can what can they do to implement something or fix like the labor force, because the way things are right now, the housing market, nobody can afford a home. They're like $400,000-$500,000. It's crazy, and then your jobs are minimum wage. Some people have to work 4 jobs to afford a house. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the only other question would be about DACA. Like, we've had this since, what's his name? Obama was in office. The way he did it might have been unconstitutional, but I want to know, like, what are the plans? Because I kind of know the answer to it in a sense. Like, this is just my thinking. But I want to know what they're going to do to lead us in a path to citizenship. Because first, with Obama, it was like, I think 5 or 8 years, maybe 10.
Yeah,
and then you
could
start
apply,
residence, and then you can apply for residence and all that stuff. Then Trump came in, he did something, fucked it up or something. I don't have the facts, so I'm not going to say too much about it. And then after that, we were just left in a limbo. Then Biden came in the office, and we started having more advanced parole to leave the country and stuff with a good reason, medical, family emergency, business, like whatever it is. But as long as you had a solid reason, you could go. My answer as to why they won't do anything is because it makes them too much money.
Oh, 100%.
Every 2 years.
That's what it is.
Every 2 years, we have to pay $575 for a work permit and for the actual DACA permit.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have to add an extra $575 per trip out of the country. And that's not including with lawyer, if somebody's doing it with a lawyer. Because you can do it by yourself. I've been doing it by myself since the first time I got DACA. But I haven't done advanced parole because I could care less to go back there.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning more towards it right now because I'm trying to open up a bank account. And I'm trying to send money over there to have for myself as a savings.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like I said, it's just a matter. I feel like it's just a matter of they don't want to do anything because it makes them too much money.
100%.
$575 every 2 years.
Yeah, because if you think about it, they're getting you like that, and they're still getting you when you pay your taxes.
Yeah, and they still get us when we pay taxes.
So like at the end of the day, that is a business move, right? But what that makes a little bit of sense, right? But what doesn't make sense is why are they allowing all these people from like South America to come in and like, you know, come in with visas and stuff.
Like that.
And like, what? I don't understand that. Like, why are you allowing them people with visas to come in, and like all these hardworking people that like, you know, work construction, and like, why don't you give them the same visa, man? You know
Yeah.
how many, you know how much money you would get?
Oh, they would
From
make
them?
a lot more.
Because, you know, we're not saying, but there's a lot of money that's going around under the table. There's a lot
yeah,
of money.
course.
Like, some people will do a job and charge half cash and half a check, so they can only report half, right? We're not saying people are doing it. I'm just saying it might be a possibility. But like, I feel like if people really give people the opportunity to grow, you know how many people would have houses now? Like, a lot of people would have houses. What stops people from getting houses is that, you know, they don't have a citizenship, man. That stops a lot of people, man. So unfortunately, so that would be your question.
Yep.
What would be your question?
I guess just like what plans do they have for the future? Like,
Damn, but that's very like,
I know it's vague.
broad.
Yeah.
That's very like, damn, like what the fuck? They're
But,
gonna set.
I
tell you
mean,
some
just
bullshit.
'cause, yeah, but like y'all took the good question.
But like, bro, we all had time to think about it. What the hell are you talking about? Nah, bro, you gotta come with something better, bro.
Better?
What's something that you have like deep, like feeling towards? I don't know. It could be like military base, since you were in, you know, in the military. Something that you saw that
You didn't like how it
could be done
operated.
way better, or something that you think they're too soft.
Oh, okay, I'd be like, I would ask them that, it'd be like more like, why do they send us to fight wars that aren't ours, and have people die
Cause
just
money.
because they want the money?
Yeah, they want the money.
Trump pulled us out of a lot of wars, and then Kamala said we weren't in any active war zones. And I know, I have plenty of friends in active war zones that hear gunfire and shit. And it's just like, I would ask her why she lied about it. And then I would ask Trump, be like, what would you do to, like, you know, like, not put us in any more situations as that?
To mitigate the risk. To reduce the risk.
I think that's what I'd ask.
Be like, bomb that motherfucker.
Threaten them with a brick.
Like, take them out and boom.
Kaboom. Yeah, man. I mean, damn. So, guys, if you haven't voted yet, go vote. Vote for whoever best benefits you, because, you know, we sure as well will do the same thing.
Well, I can't, but you guys.
Oh yeah. If you're allowed to, then vote, because, you know, your vote matters. You know, believe it or not, at the end of the day, a lot of people can't vote for whatever reason. So take advantage of it and vote. Hey, it'll take like 10 minutes, literally. So get that done, guys. And then, hey, I guess we'll see who the new president of the United States of America will be for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't get fucked too hard. And if we do, at least they use lube. So, you know,
Okay.
have a good day, guys. Stay safe out there, and we are out. Peace.